Welcome back to Debate Champions. Today we're breaking down why the sport of kings, tennis, is light years better than its loud, glass-caged cousin, Padel. So grab your rackets because the court is now in session and we're not planning on being polite about it. This is 21 Reasons Why. Tennis is a true test of athleticism, not a social activity in a glass box. Let's be brutally honest. Tennis demands you to be a supreme athlete. It's a grueling test of speed, stamina, and explosive power across an unforgiving court where you are solely responsible for every inch of space. You're sprinting, sliding, and launching yourself to chase down a fuzzy yellow missile with no help. Padel? It's a delightful social gathering conveniently located inside a transparent cage, where the biggest physical challenge is deciding who gets the next round of drinks. The walls do half the work for you, turning potential athletic heroics into a lazy rebound. While tennis players are pushing their physical limits in epic 5-set battles, Padel players are networking and planning their post-match brunch. One is a sport forged in fire, the other is a hobby designed to not spill your latte. The history of tennis is legendary. The history of Padel is a footnote. Tennis history is a sprawling epic, a saga of kings, rebels, and titans that stretches back centuries. It's a story told on the hallowed grounds of Wimbledon and Roland Garros, with chapters written by legends like Borg, McEnroe, Navratilova, and the Williams sisters. This legacy is woven into the fabric of global culture. Padel's history, on the other hand, reads like a pamphlet for a new piece of garden furniture. It was invented in 1969. While tennis was crowning Rod Laver for his second calendar year Grand Slam, Padel was being figured out in a backyard in Acapulco. One sport has a lineage that fills libraries and museums. The other has an origin story you can explain in a single tweet. It's the Mona Lisa versus a doodle on a napkin. All right, pause the debate. We've laid out our case, now it's your turn. Get in the comments and drop your most savage, intelligent, or hilarious reason why tennis reigns supreme. We're reading every single one, and the best arguments might just get immortalized in a future users edition. Don't hold back. Mastering a tennis serve is an art form. The Padel serve just starts the point. The tennis serve is a symphony of violent grace, a complex biomechanical masterpiece that can take a lifetime to perfect. It's a weapon, a thunderous declaration of intent that can win a point outright with a single explosive motion. From the pinpoint toss to the explosive leg drive and the whip-like pronation of the wrist, every element must be perfect. It's kinetic poetry. The Padel serve, by comparison, is the athletic equivalent of an underhand toss in a backyard barbecue game. You bounce the ball and gently scoop it into the opposing box. It's a functional, uninspired necessity designed merely to initiate a rally. One is a test of power, precision, and nerve. The other is a polite request to begin playing. Tennis creates global icons like Federer and Serena. Padel creates local heroes. Tennis doesn't just produce athletes, it forges global superstars whose names resonate far beyond the court. Federer, Serena, Nadal, Djokovic, these are not just players, they are cultural icons, recognizable in every corner of the globe. Their rivalries and triumphs are the stuff of legend, inspiring millions and defining an era of sport. They grace magazine covers, headline global ad campaigns, and command audiences in the tens of millions. Now, name the top Padel player in the world. Take your time. The reality is, Padel's best might be celebrities within their own club or country, but on the world stage, they have the Q rating of a regional weather forecaster. Tennis builds legends for the history books. Padel builds champions for the local newsletter. A Grand Slam final is a global spectacle. A Padel final is a niche event. A Grand Slam final isn't just a tennis match, it's a global cultural event. The world stops to watch. Millions of people in every time zone tune in as two titans battle under the lights of Arthur Ashe or the hallowed grass of center court. It's front page news, the lead story, a shared experience that transcends borders and languages. Meanwhile, the biggest Padel final of the year is happening somewhere, probably being live streamed to a dedicated group of enthusiasts who finally found the correct link on a fan forum. The drama is contained. One is a blockbuster cinematic event that defines careers and captures the world's imagination. The other is a well-attended school play for a very specific and very local audience. Tennis courts are elegant arenas of battle. Padel courts are cages. A tennis court is a masterpiece of sporting architecture, a clean, open canvas for athletic artistry. From the iconic lawns of Wimbledon to the dramatic red clay of Roland Garros, these courts are stages for legends. They represent freedom, space, and the challenge of mastering a vast territory. A Padel court, on the other hand, is an acrylic box. It's a cage. You're playing inside a glorified aquarium with all the soaring majesty of a racquetball court that got left out in the rain. The aesthetics speak volumes. Tennis is an epic played out in a grand arena, while Padel is a frantic scramble inside a human-sized pinball machine. One feels like a duel at high noon. The other feels like a particularly intense game in a well-lit storage unit. You have to cover a real court in tennis, demanding superior fitness and footwork. The sheer expanse of a tennis court is a brutal filter for athletic mediocrity. To succeed, you need the lungs of a marathon runner and the footwork of a ballet dancer on fast forward. You're covering over 2,000 square feet of unforgiving territory all by yourself, sprinting side to side and charging the net in explosive bursts. It's a relentless physical examination. In Padel, the court is quaintly small, and you've got a partner to cover half of it. Plus, the walls are your best friend, kindly returning any shot you were too slow to reach. The fitness required is more akin to a spirited round of table tennis than an elite athletic endeavor. In tennis, your fitness wins or loses you the match. In Padel, it just determines if you're slightly out of breath. The strategic depth of singles tennis is a chess match at 100 Maborep. Singles tennis is a brutal, intellectual war disguised as a sport. Every shot is a decision, a calculated move in a high-speed chess game. You're exploiting weaknesses, constructing points, managing angles, and playing mind games with your opponent across the net. It's a lonely battle of wits where strategy and execution are everything. You must be the architect of your own victory. Padel, with its 4 players, smaller court, and ever-present walls, simplifies the strategic equation dramatically. The angles are limited, the space is condensed, and the rallies often devolve into a repetitive game of ricochets. Tennis challenges your body and your mind with infinite possibilities. Padel simplifies the test, making it a game of checkers compared to tennis's grandmaster chess. Tennis is a respected Olympic sport with a legacy of gold medals. Tennis stands proudly at the pinnacle of international sport as a core event in the Olympic Games. Winning Olympic gold in tennis is a monumental achievement, a chance to represent your country and etch your name alongside the greatest athletes in history. The stories of players fighting for that medal are legendary, adding a unique chapter of national pride to their careers. Padel's Olympic dream, meanwhile, is just that. A dream. It's currently on the outside looking in, petitioning for a spot at the table like a kid trying to get into an exclusive club. While tennis legends are having gold medals placed around their necks on the world's biggest stage, Padel is still trying to convince the committee that it's more than just beach tennis in a box. Winning in tennis depends on pure skill, not lucky bounces off a wall. Victory in tennis is earned through raw talent, relentless practice, and superior strategy. You win points with breathtaking winners hit with precision and power, outmaneuvering your opponent with pure skill. Every shot has a clear cause and effect. Padel introduces an element of chaos, the walls. A terribly mishit shot that would sail 10 feet out in tennis can suddenly become an unreturnable winner after a weird bounce off the side glass. This reliance on unpredictable ricochets dilutes the purity of the contest. It rewards randomness as much as skill, turning moments of potential brilliance into a lottery of lucky caroms. Tennis is a meritocracy where the best player wins. Padel is a game where the wall can steal your hard-earned point and hand it to your opponent. Wimbledon whites represent a century of class that Padel can't buy. The all-white dress code at Wimbledon isn't just a rule, it's a symbol. It represents over a century of history, tradition, and a certain timeless elegance that defines tennis at its highest level. Stepping onto center court in crisp whites connects a player to every legend who has come before them. It has earned respect. What does Padel have that compares? Brightly colored polyester shirts and baggy shorts that look like they were pulled from the sale rack at a discount sporting goods store? The aesthetic is loud, chaotic, and utterly devoid of the gravitas that tennis commands. While tennis has a style steeped in dignified history, Padel's fashion sense seems to be inspired by a combination of beach volleyball and a 1990s rave. Class is earned, not manufactured. The sound of a perfectly struck tennis ball is infinitely more satisfying. Close your eyes and listen. That iconic thwack of a tennis ball exploding off the sweet spot of a strung racket is one of the most satisfying sounds in all of sports. It's a clean, resonant pop that signifies power, timing, and pure contact. It's the soundtrack to greatness, echoing through stadiums and public parks alike. Now, listen to Padel. The sound is a dull, uninspiring thud. It's the sound of a dense foam paddle making contact with a depressurized ball. There's no life in it, no personality. It's a flat, percussive noise with all the acoustic appeal of hitting a wet carpet with a frying pan. One sound is a crisp exclamation of athletic brilliance, the other is a muffled apology for not being tennis. Tennis offers a greater arsenal of spins, shots, and tactics. Tennis is a game of infinite variety. Players command a vast arsenal of shots, each with a specific purpose. There's the brutal kick serve, the delicate drop shot, the vicious topspin forehand, the knifing slice backhand, the powerful flat drive, and the elegant lob. This diversity allows for endless strategic creativity and stylistic expression. Padel, constrained by its smaller court and the omnipresent walls, has a much more limited shot selection. The game is dominated by the bandeja and the vibora, with rallies often becoming repetitive exchanges lacking the dynamic range of tennis. While a tennis player is an artist with a full palette of colors, a paddle player is working with a few primary shades. It's simply not the same level of tactical depth. Kids worldwide dream of winning Wimbledon, not the local paddle league. From the public courts of Compton to the dusty clay of Mallorca, the dream is the same, holding up that golden trophy at Wimbledon. It's a universal aspiration, the absolute pinnacle of the sport, fueled by decades of legendary champions and televised glory. Children pin posters of their heroes on their walls and spend hours mimicking their serves, dreaming of center court. Has anyone anywhere ever heard a child say, "When I grow up, I want to win the Madrid Premier Paddle Major"? The scale of ambition isn't even comparable. Tennis inspires grand, life-altering dreams of global domination and sporting immortality. Padel inspires a desire to get a better ranking at the local club. One is a fairy tale, the other is a weekend objective. Tennis rackets are finely tuned instruments. Padel bats are just paddles. A modern tennis racket is a marvel of material science and engineering. Crafted from graphite, carbon fiber, and other advanced composites, it is a precisely calibrated tool designed for power, control, and feel. String type, tension, and grip are all meticulously customized to a player's exact specifications. It's the equivalent of a Stradivarius violin for a concert musician. A Padel bat, by contrast, is a perforated slab of foam and fiberglass. It's a paddle. There's no intricate string bed to manipulate the ball with, just a solid face that offers a fraction of the feel and creative potential. One is a sophisticated weapon capable of producing a symphony of shots. The other is a blunt instrument designed for a much simpler game. The mental fortitude required to win a 5-set epic is unparalleled in sports. There is no crucible in sports quite like the 5th set of a Grand Slam match. After 4 hours of brutal physical exertion, victory comes down to pure, unadulterated mental strength. It's a lonely, gladiatorial battle against your opponent, the screaming crowd, and the demons in your own head. Every point is a psychological war. Every missed shot, a potential catastrophe. Padel, played in a best-of-3 sets format with a partner to lean on, simply does not and cannot replicate this level of sustained mental pressure. It lacks the epic narrative arc and the profound test of individual character. Winning a five-setter in tennis isn't just a physical victory, it's a triumph of the human spirit. Padel is a fun afternoon diversion. Tennis is a global language spoken on public courts in every country. Drop a tennis racket and a can of balls anywhere on the planet, from Tokyo to Buenos Aires, and you can start a game. Tennis is a truly global sport, a universal language understood and played by millions. Its accessibility, with public courts in cities and towns worldwide, has made it a sport for the people. It transcends culture, class, and nationality. Padel, while growing, remains a regional phenomenon hugely popular in Spain and parts of Latin America, but a relative novelty elsewhere. You can't just show up in a random city and expect to find a court. Tennis is the world's racket sport, an established global institution. Padel is a trendy dialect spoken fluently in only a few select neighborhoods. The open court in tennis rewards power, grace, and creativity. The open space of a tennis court is a canvas that rewards a beautiful blend of athletic gifts. Raw power can dominate from the baseline, but graceful touch and creative shot making can neutralize it in an instant. The lack of walls means players must invent their own angles and craft points with intelligence and imagination. Hitting a clean winner past an opponent on an open court is an act of pure sporting artistry. In the confined cage of Padel, the open court creativity is stifled. Brute force is often less effective, and rallies become predictable exchanges off the back wall. Tennis celebrates the athlete who can blend power with finesse and creativity. Padel celebrates the one who is best at playing ricochets in a confined space. Tennis forges self-reliant champions. Padel forces you to hide behind a partner. Singles tennis is the ultimate test of self-reliance. When you step on the court, you are utterly alone. There's no one to blame for your mistakes, and no one to bail you out when the pressure mounts. Every victory is yours alone, forged from your own skill, courage, and resilience. This crucible creates champions with unbreakable mental fortitude. Padel, being a doubles-only game, offers a built-in safety net. You always have a partner to share the blame, cover your weaknesses, or hit the shot you don't want to. It's inherently a less demanding psychological test. Tennis builds solitary warriors who learn to thrive under immense individual pressure. Padel fosters a collaborative spirit, which is nice, but it will never forge the same kind of legendary self-made champion. Learning tennis is a rewarding, lifelong journey, not a weekend hobby. Mastering tennis is a long, arduous, but incredibly rewarding journey. The learning curve is steep. It takes years of dedication to develop sound technique, strategy, and consistency. From a fumbling beginner to a competent club player is a path filled with frustration and small victories that build character. This complexity is what gives the sport its depth and endless appeal. Padel is famous for its immediate gratification. Because the court is small and the racket is easy to handle, beginners can hold a decent rally within their first hour. While that's great for a casual hit, it also reveals a lack of profound depth. Tennis is a craft you can spend a lifetime honing. Padel is a hobby you can pick up on a Saturday afternoon. Tennis is the undisputed king of racket sports. Padel is the court jester. When all is said and done, the hierarchy is crystal clear. Tennis is the king, the majestic, globally revered ruler of all racket sports. It possesses the history, the global icons, the epic drama, the physical demands, and the cultural significance that define a premier sport. It sits on a throne built over a century of legendary competition. Padel is the court jester. It's fun, it's amusing, and it provides a lighthearted distraction for the masses. It's a great side act designed to entertain, but it will never ever be mistaken for royalty. Padel exists in the shadow of tennis, a fun little game that knows its place. While the king presides over his global empire, the jester is happy just to be in the court. And that's game, set, and match. Thanks for watching us serve up the truth. Get down in the comments and add your own winning arguments to the pile. If you love a good fight, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next showdown. This has been 21 Reasons Why. Epic debates, legendary comments.